The intergalactic funk captain.
Are we live? Are we go?
We are
I
live.
gotta at least need to retweet this from retweet the stream here. I actually used to have business cards that said that back in the day. Nonsense business cards. Funk to funk. Let's go.
So welcome everybody. So we got a couple of viewers already. Can you see the viewer count at the top at all, Doc?
I can somewhere.
Surely. Oh, okay. Well,
it's no,
across
not
all
here,
the different platforms.
Yeah, it's across the different platforms. So,
so this is Dr. Funk, and Greetings. I'm Uncle Funk. So
and this is Funk to Funk.
Yes. Let me take you to a funky town. Watch Facebook mute us now because I sung Funky Town. So what we're going to do is we're going to answer your questions. And if you want to come on stage, you can just comment. I think we can see most comments on in the commenty thingy here.
Oh, here on the StreamYard. Okay.
Yes, I think so. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do. To be is to do, and to be is to do. Doobie do. So, Doc, let's start off with you.
Maybe we should preface with our our motivation behind this new Monday motivator.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like a natural thing to do, to have something called Funk to Funk. I mean, first of all, it's just, why not? But I think that Andrew and I both, one, we've been places in our lives, right? We've done stuff. We're wise beyond our years. And but I think ultimately is that we care about the people that we interact with. We care about genuine interactions. We want you to be happy. We want you to be excited about your work. We want to check in and make sure you're okay. And we just want to come in on a Monday, get people riled up, get your coffee going. Let's just chit chat. We have no agenda except love, friendship, and funk.
Yeah,
I think that sums it up, right?
Bro,
like totally off the cuff. Yeah.
You got to wear some shades, man.
I don't have any shades.
You don't have shades?
I don't think I've ever really worn shades in my life, because the time that I did, and I got some prescription ones, I lost them in the Atlantic Ocean, like the first time I went out, because I used to work on a cruise ship, and they're like, boop. I was like, see you later.
So you need like prescription things, like a Batman vibe.
For the Pacific, rather. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I can't see, man.
Yeah. Lately I find I've got these ones over here that have got like, the blue, the whatever, so that the light doesn't hurt your eyes and stuff. And then also they make, I think I'm starting to, I've hit 50 now, so the little things are quite little. So then I put on these. They make them slightly bigger, but when I go too far back, I get like nauseous. Come FQ, bro. Just let me know if you want to jump on stage, bro. Then I'll send you the linky. FQ's a legend, bro. He's like the legendary legend. He's the original legend. The OL. He's not a gangster. He's a legend. The legendster.
The legend's legend.
Yeah.
How long have you known FQ? Is he in your community, or is he someone you know IRL?
I don't think he's in anybody's community. You're in FQ's community. If he comes into your community, you're in his.
Oh, it's like that.
That level of legendity. Yeah, it's like you think I'm trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
That's such a good line from that film.
Yes, I mean he's awesome. So Well, let's start off with some. I'm going to interview you, Doc. Watch this.
You're gonna interview me?
Watch me, bro.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm watching.
I mean, there's not much to interview here. I'm so tired. I haven't slept in years. So you're a funky dude. You go to a lot of these crypto conferences, man.
I do.
Mean, like man. So, are you seeing maturity in Web3? Are you starting to see? There's this old adage goes like this: is crypto, 6 or 7 years old? I mean, not crypto, but Web3, the
right.
vibe. 6 or is it 1 year old 7 times?
I think that's a good way of looking at it. We were on somebody made a comment on DeFi space the other day. We were talking about I was with Paravox. I was doing a space with Paravox, and we were talking about all the different metas and how they change and how we all have to keep adapting and stuff like that. And I think the 1 year old 7 times is a fair assessment, because as much as people like to think that, I mean, it's insane really, because we're this, multi-billion dollars market cap trying to get to 1 trillion market cap. And we've got all this money pumping through and stuff like that. And I think at the end of the day is that if truth be told, Ethereum came out in 2018, no smart contracts yet, right? So we're talking like 2019, 2020, people start figuring this stuff out. And the fact of the matter is that we just make this shit up as we go along. And I think the sooner that we all just admit that as like an industry, like we're still figuring this stuff out. So this, like, we're going to bring all the people in and whatever. I don't think we've quite figured out what we're doing yet. So yeah, I would say that, I mean, we're getting there, but as you and I both I think probably have discussed before, there's a lot of stuff that we have to change about how the internal industry game is played before we can actually truly bring this out to the external audiences that we hope to gain.
Totally, yeah, man. I'm with that. I'm with that. I think we came into like the OSP team. So anybody who's in our ecosystem knows Rob, the CEO of many things. And him and I were discussing, whether at one point we were like, should we stick around in Web3 or not? And we were like, we don't like it here. Maybe we should start looking at Steam.
Yeah.
And then we said, okay, well, let's just really look why we want to look at Web3, and the reason why is because we want to change lives. That's the bottom line for us is,
of course,
as game developers, we've got an opportunity for people from all walks of life to come and play our game for free, earn assets and sell them to other players, and potentially have their lives changed in crypto, where there's some regulation, but not the kind of stifling and choking government regulation that makes it impossible for people who have nothing to climb up and climb out of their hole of poverty. Right. So we decided, okay, the only reason we're interested in Web3 is for the ability for players to and community members to make a bit of money. That's it. We want them to be economically free. Then when you look around and you look at Web3 in general, obviously most people who are in Web3 are financially driven.
Yeah, sure.
Most of them they want to make bag. they want to make gains. That's what drives them, and often they're kind of willing to do anything. And they got this not personal, it's just business attitude. A lot of the alpha groups, where these guys project, it's like a couple of thousand people in a group, and they say, okay, let's go support this project create hype with and for this project, and then sell everything, make a profit, and then just dump it, get out of there.
Well, that's the real game, isn't it?
Yeah. So
not everybody. Not everybody.
Not everybody, but there's these groups, there's these
happens.
groups with these massive communities. They've got their cult leaders are called alpha callers,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with alpha, I don't think. I mean, here's where I think we went wrong. And I think that we went wrong by just because we can tokenize everything does not necessarily mean that we should tokenize everything. And we all have also conflated the value of the entity who is producing said whatever. Like in DeFi, it's easy. Like pure DeFi, it's easy because the token has the mechanisms and the interactions within the ecosystems, and that's you buy that token and you hope that it goes up because that's what it's designed to do. But when you're making products, I believe that we went wrong by assuming that that's the same thing that we should do for every single consumer facing product, and immediately we muddy the waters by putting the value behind the teams that are building, as you would like a publisher or stock, like public stock, and the actual like economies and the way that you use it, because there's not a clear enough distinction and separation between that. And I also don't believe that every product needs a token for that matter. We dilute everything all the time. So if to reduce these kind of like behaviors, my thought is that we have to get louder about what we actually need. We need funding, but do we have to do it through tokens? Can we there's enough money been made that we should actually be having like equity investments come into this space for serious long-term investment, 5-year exit plans and things like that, to reduce the harm that we pass on to our users and our holders, through these like through these like token launches and things like that. So that's I think that was the biggest mistake. It's not like I don't think anyone did it with ill intent, but we just followed the leader to the point to where it's got to this thing where it clearly doesn't work. So we've got to make some changes and do a lot of thought leadership around like, what's the next step that we take,
I think by nature, or possibly even design, crypto is, or at least should be, like hyper altruistic in its
100%.
In its application, in how it's used, and I think it's very hard for a lot of people to wrap their heads around the altruism of it when there's still that kind of early days gold rush brutality, Wild West vibe. So I think on an encouraging note, and this is something exciting I think you can drop this. So for folks who are like, they've been around for a while and they riding the roller coaster and missing these opportunities, just seeing other people make money, and what would you what's your motivation to folks like that?
For me, I mean, this is my 3rd, 4th time cycle, right? And
wow,
I'm a person, and I haven't made it. I'll tell you that. I've spent, if you want to like my personal story, if you want to like really know, and I'm happy to share here, my motivation is the work that I do because I truly, truly believe in this technology. I believe in its ability to change lives, to bank the unbanked, and all of I'm very pure ethos driven about crypto, right? I love entertainment and I love consumer products because not only because of just my own history with these things, but also because it's a good way to approach stuff and to get people to earn and understand. I mean, half the lingo that we use in crypto comes from, gaming anyway, mining and staking and, all this kind of stuff, right? So it's like very, very easy to make those analogies. But then, there is, and also for me, entertainment is amazing because there are so many people in this world who have a story to tell. And especially with this rise of AI, we're going to be able to unlock like a massive amount of creativity and stories and connection through this technology with AI. That's I think can bring people together. I think this is a great place for a small business to start if you can find a way to make this technology fit. And it's a great way for people with ideas who may have never had the opportunity to find like-minded people or be able to use their innate talents in such a way that they can find a path to be self-sufficient, which is like me, you know. I didn't even graduate high school. I spent most of my career in hotel travel and hospitality, and I was good at it. I spent a lot of time off and on through the years as a major serious drug addict, even up until the last like 4 years where I left and come back to my hometown, and you know it was all still there, and I fell back into it and stuff like that. And so when for me here was this opportunity to try and change my life. I didn't want to be a bartender. I didn't want to be a waiter. I didn't want to be a manager in a restaurant. I'd done all that stuff. I'd been all over the world. And Web3, I fell in love with it because I just saw the potential. And so I just cold turkey quit and like quadrupled down on my time here. Now, did I come in here with money? Nope. Have I made a lot of money? Some, but I always put it back towards the family. So again, I'm not super, like I never really made it. My motivation though, is that this is the first time in my life that I've actually been able to use my mind in a way that befits it and befits my skills and my talents and interests. So as long as I can put some bread and eggs and milk on the table and feed my family, yeah, I want to get rich, but I'm committed to doing it at my own pace and my own way to make sure I can go to sleep at night and feel good about it. And if that takes 3 years, if that takes 5 years, if that takes 7 years before I get to that point where I'm actually executing decisions on a level and like making stuff happen, but as long as I do it in a way that I feel good with, man, I'm cool. I'm here and I love it. I couldn't imagine doing anything else in my life anymore. So that's my story. Can't hear you, man.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to hear you. I didn't want you to hear me munching my knickknacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, like similar story here. No drug addictions and stuff. You know, thank God. I don't think I would have been able to climb up and out of that.
Yeah, it's some of that's kind of rough out in South Africa, right? I mean, like, there's some serious stuff there too, right?
Yeah, we got our fair share of madness. Yeah. But you know, I didn't do the drugs thing or even the alcohol thing. Never been drunk in my life or high or anything like that. Because at 16, you know, I was lucky enough to end up in a really cool youth group and just ended up going into ministry and NGO and just, you know, wholesome, but very, like I've always had severe problems with anxiety because I'm mentally hyperactive, physically hyperactive. I've got to be busy. Like a little bit neurotic, severe anxiety issues. So I went through this like 15 years of suicidal depression, man, you know, and I think often it's because you're so bottled up with potential, you know, like very creative. I've done everything from independent filmmaking and ads and music videos and writing and songwriting. I've written like more than 1,000 songs, you know.
Wow,
like,
I didn't know that.
Just, yeah, I love it. I can play any instrument in minutes, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I just love it. And then I found, you know, this digital world where I could create things digitally without having to go through the, you know, because you can play the instrument in minutes, but you know, you just find, you know, your typical progressions and stuff. And when you find digital world, you can express yourself creatively at almost the speed of thought and enter AI, getting closer and closer to this being able to, so, you know, I'm an open source artist, so I'm never charged for my art. Even when even when we did, travel musically, whether it was churches or whatever it was, we always just said, pay what you can, man, or don't,
Yeah.
like, because I don't think someone should own something that is so powerful, like, it's not my art. It's this gift that has been bestowed upon me from God to impact his universe, and the entire universe just longs and cries out for people to just express, because creativity is a solution to a problem.
Absolutely.
And I got no problem with you owning your art, but I just have never been able to. And entering, these corporate worlds where, marketing and ministry and churchianity and all these things, like, it broke me, because I was like, listen, man, can't we just build big cinematic epic? I'm not a hippie.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think maybe a part of me might be. I
Yeah,
am very
definitely.
driven and focused, but coming into Web3, yeah, we've got AI. Premiere Pro is just like next level now. Unreal Engine is just next level now. There's a place called Artlist.io where artists go and then they list their licensed songs and videos and sound effects, and that now plugs into Premiere Pro, which is a video editing software, and now you've got artificial intelligence helping you out there. I mean, you can drag a song and then it artificially extends or shortens that song as if it was originally done like that. You can do that with video. You can have Premiere Pro listen to your speech, turn it into, transcribes it, and then you can delete text, and then it automatically deletes the video part where the text is. It's just insane. Now you bring that into Web3, where all of that creativity has just found this home where you can do well from it. But what excites me is other people can do well from supporting you via this digital asset ownership.
Yeah.
This non-fungible tokenomics. It's incredible how now I can do something, whatever it is, and I can give it to you, and you've got this thing that you now own, like a painting or whatever. Now, and it's in a game, or whether it's musical or whatever, and I can market that thing, and even though you have it, you sell it, you make money, and I make money, and your life has changed. You're changing my life by just focusing on your own life. That is the power of creativity, and AI makes it within the reach of the speed of thought. The new, Unreal Engine 5.5. You haven't pushed play on that game yet, but I think it's going to blow your mind.
No, but you gave me the fly through the other day, and I was like,
"Oh yes,
yeah." So remember, you gave me I got the full sneak peek fly through, and it was like,
it's mind blowing.
Pretty good.
You just can't believe what is possible.
Like, it's crazy. And now like Google DeepMind had that. It's going to be like a full 3D.
Yeah.
Full 3D, like prompt to 3D world kind of stuff. Like, it's coming. So let me ask you this. For those who are out there, this is supposed to be a motivator, right? We want a Monday motivation, right? So for people who are out there who feel sidelined or who feel like they have good ideas or a good mind to come in and participate in this, what do you advise them? What do you advise people who, wake up and, oh man, I just missed the Trump token by an hour, and then I just sat there and watched it in disbelief. That's what I did. And then the next one and the next one, man. And it's sometimes and I've been here, and it's hard to wrestle with. Like, it's like this crazy time where it's a mix of this explosion of possibility, but then also that always brings this increase of feeling of missed opportunity as well. So how do you balance the money making with with the people who have the drive to like just actually want to come in and do stuff and be part of this?
Well, look, you're going to just find out who you are first off, So if you're the disciplined market watcher, alpha follower, you're on all those Telegram groups, and you're watching all the tutorials, or watching the videos and the TikToks and the whatever to see, if you're that person, then you just keep going. Many eggs, many baskets. I'm not that person. I mean, I haven't got one thing invested anywhere. I don't own any bags. Any spare money that I have goes straight into our NGO or into game development. And that's because I'm a product developer. I like to produce the products that people who do well financially in other areas in life will buy. And that's, I like to create the product. Now, you can either be the product developer or you can be the speculator, the kind of gambler. But some of the speculators have got a strategy, many eggs, many baskets, and off they go. Or if you're not that kind of driven person, a lot of folks, sheep get the term sheep, it gets a hard rap. It's like painted as a negative term.
Right.
But as a Christian fellow, metaphorically, you got to be a sheep before you can be a shepherd. Otherwise, you're going to end up hanging out with the wrong pack, and you're going to become a wolf. And the wolves and the sheep, the wolves and the shepherds love the sheep just for different reasons. Same passion, same affection. So what you got to do is say, okay, look, I'm coming into this world. I'm a sheep, and sheep is good because you're in a herd, you're safe, you're productive, you provide wool, metaphorically meat, so in a metaphor you don't die, but you're a contributor. And so you find shepherds and learn to identify what's a shepherd and what's a wolf. Sheep don't have sharp teeth. That's the first thing. So you find shepherds, communities, sheep that you love, and sometimes you're going to pay a price for it. You're going to I've been bitten by a couple of sheep, and the dude smiles at you, and you see all the sharp teeth, and bro, that's not sheep behavior. But you find that community, and you latch yourself to these creators, these producers, these energetic people. Like I'm that energetic person now, and I've got my partners, Rob and Joey, are hyper energetic. We're driven. You're energetic. That's why we get on. But we weren't always this way. We were trying to find our way, and then at that point, you've got the energy of a sheep. You go and you go there and you eat some grass, but you don't have that same shepherd drive. The muscle memory is not there yet. The wisdom is not there yet. The knowledge is not there yet. So my advice is always, in real life as well, is the best place to be is attached to runners, attached to the sprinters, the builders, and we always joke here in our kind of ministry world, tell people God always says yes. He just says it very slowly. He says yes. You get ready to buy into a vision. And then throw the years at it, and then if it doesn't work out, you walk out there with wisdom, because you've attached yourself to runners. They've made the bigger mistakes. Your mistake would only be being in that community, and you might lose a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but you didn't have to run straight into a brick wall and lose your house and car like most runners do. And then you see, is that person going to pick themselves up? No, but you look around, because now you're starting to tell the difference between, the ones who got a better chance. And because you kind of got the sheep mentality, you start to learn more and more about what sheep want, what sheep need, where it's safe.
It's really about careful observation is what you're saying. And making, I mean, that's what I did,
When you evolve into a shepherd.
Actually, I just kind of jumped in. It's so crazy. Because I tried to do stuff in 2018, and I didn't really know. I mean, I've always been interested in crypto, even since Bitcoin launched. And I was like, let's mine this stuff, dudes, and like, let's go to rave, and I'm like, oh, whatever, So it just never happened. But tried to do it in 2018. Then everything went crash, and I got COVID, and I saw one like stealth launch on 4chan on the biz section, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna buy this, whatever. So I bought some, started to do well, and from there, it was just one of these things where the dev was like, I made a thing, and I'm not doing anything else with it. So it's like early CTO, right? Before that was even a thing. They're like, we need marketing. It's like, I can help with that. I had no, absolutely no idea what I was talking about or doing. I mean, I've just been boots on the ground ever since, and I guess that's just my personality. I don't know how to be here without trying to be involved some way. And I've just spent the last year slowly, I got into a community. I liked it, had some ideas, you bring it up, and you just kind of slowly start working and learning. But I'm the same way. I hold some stuff, but I'm not a very active trader because I'm not sometimes patient enough. I don't have FOMO. I have FOFU, fear fucking up and losing all my money. But I mean, yeah. So what's next? We're bringing a lot of people into this space, ideally, right? And a lot of that has been through the new social media channels, things like TikTok and Insta and stuff like that. And we're directing a lot of people into the meme space. Is it good, bad, ugly? What could be better? Is there something that we need to do to address the horrible PvP culture? How do we break that? Because I think it's really damaging, man.
Well, everything that you currently see is it's community based. Community gives us its value. It's like art, know. Art's got no value without art community, without art lovers. And Web3 needs Web3 lovers for anything in Web3 to have value. So I mean, they literally are the ones that give it its value. There's no inherent value in a JPEG. There's no inherent value in a meme, like a meme coin or whatever. These silly things that have no meaning but suddenly have massive worth because they are given worth by community. So the what's next, and I kind of like this. At the same time, I don't, but I like the fact that Web3 is exposing people to healthy groupthink. So even if something unhealthy happens, you still are coming into an environment where you understand that apes together strong, so because that's what it's all about. So you end up in a culture where it's like, okay, I'm going to a community, I'm going to build a community, I'm going to be part of a community or many communities, but the strategy is always community. And that was kind of just anecdotal for a while. When I entered Web3 about 3 years ago, 2.5 to 3 years ago, I was like, where are these communities? All these Discords are empty. The Telegram groups are just full of scammers. Where are these people? And then you start to find these communities, and you realize, okay, everything about Web3 is community. So you're building a game. We're seeing, okay, what we're building actually is the community, because the community gives everything value. So the where to from here for me is just to keep building community,
Sure.
Thrust, Warp, Myth.
100%. But how do we get people? How do we get people who are? Here's where I'm coming in here. If we onboard people into ecosystems where, with this promise of the fast money, and I don't know how many tokens are launched today on Pump Fund or whatever, and they're immediately either losing money or participating or learning that to participate in this ecosystem is to get in and get out before the other guy does it to you. How do you actually translate to, like actual, like, and if that's how, communities are built, like meme communities back 3 years ago or whatever popped up. I mean, even like Doge is a meme, but it was actually a technology underlying. And then we had some early, like, strong meme communities that popped up around that, where I think it was maybe a little stronger. But you say meme. There's like shit coins, meme coins, whatever. And we're introducing people into this barrage of shit coins and the culture that goes with it. So how do you bring this youth and these kids over to like the more like, hey, we're making commercial products here. We're making these community funded things. We're doing art. Here's a little more information on the actual like ethos of Web3, because I think we're doing ourselves a major disservice because the inflow of money is predicated on dumb money coming in, right? Like you shouldn't have to learn your lesson like, oh, it's just, training wheels, getting wrecked as soon as you get here. And then you kind of got to like claw your way out or not. I just don't see that as very beneficial, man. It's like, what do you do? What do you do about that?
Look, youth is not wasted on the young; it's wasted on the dumb. So, there's nothing much that you can do when people are impatient. Impatience is going to produce insanity, rashness. Diving in, and that impatience, even when you make money, the way you made it means someone else got hurt in the making of it. Someone else got hurt, and that is now the stupidity of that impatient rush to be wealthy. And there's nothing we can do because it's basic greed. If there's a gold rush, people get killed. That's the fastest way to get dead is to have something that somebody else wants. So if we understand that, those coins and the meme coins and stuff, that's degen territory. And the degens are going to be there, and some of them are going to mature out of it.
Sure.
And for me personally, that's what I've seen in these past few years is there's a maturation. I feel like many people are they're wishing for the glory days, so they're doing 1 year 7 times. But many people, like many, like these communities that we're in, Doc, like I said, the myth and the warp and the thrust and
amazing communities,
whatever, incredible. Beautiful. Those kind of that's where I believe that a lot of the degens mature too. They because you got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your youth.
My youth. I was out the door as soon as I was 15 and taking psychedelics and running around and opening my mind to spirituality and a lot of crazy stuff.
Full of wisdom. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why would Web3 be any different? These are youngsters coming in here. I mean, Web3 is mostly Filipinos and Nigerians, and a bunch of crazy Europeans and the odd American here and there. And everybody's just trying to climb out of their hole, out of their financial hole. And those with a lot of money just want to try and get attention with that money. That's what they're trying to buy. They're saying, look at me. Because they're nerds who, in real life, in flesh life, even that money doesn't get them a lot of attention because they're still nerds. But here with the PFP and, the degens love them, and they, so there's this smorgasbord of insanity as you come in. It's youth, it's this wild spirit, and then people inevitably, those who don't die of the drug overdoses are going to survive it and become people of wisdom. I believe,
I mean, I guess it is a little bit of survival of the fittest. This is definitely the industry where, and it's the beauty of it too, you don't have to have any relevant experience in technology or whatever. Doesn't matter. It's truly your success depends on like what you put into it, right? You're going to get out what you put into it. You might find yourself learning and reading and commenting, and all of a sudden you're creating content and you're being seen as, someone who's an emerging thought leader, or you might be really great when you join a community so much that you get a job doing that. And that could lead to being a social media intern or manager or something like that. I mean, for me, it's just, I'm really good at making friends, and I guess I'm pretty smart. And I just kind of like am able to leverage that into this generalist position where my favorite thing is helping.
When did that kick in? So you were going through all the psychedelics and the madness, and when did this kind of smartness
I've always
kick
been
in?
a super genius. I mean, I'm not gonna like totally brag, but pretty smart guy. I mean, I didn't graduate high school just because I had a lot of stuff. My dad died when I was 17, so it messed me up a lot, and whatever. But
terrible.
I still wasn't getting good grades before that, just because, it's just one of those things where, I don't know, I was just like too ADHD and maybe a little too off in my own
Dude,
headspace, right?
I slept most of my way through high school.
Yeah.
Just like,
good kid, good upbringing, man. I was just like, it's like when you have to correct your teachers sometimes on some of the stuff that they're teaching, it's just like sometimes it gets boring. But not that I'm like some Mensa level, whatever, right?
The wisdom smart part.
The wisdom smart part. Oh man, just life lessons learned, dude. I mean, yeah, because I've been on both sides of the tracks. I've been, it's like I've got to experience this life, because I worked on cruise ships and things like that. I've traveled all over the world, and I was an officer on the ship. I mean, there was a time when we were in dry dock, and I had to build basically like a convenience store for the crew, right? And I had to go to this store in Spain, in Cadiz, Spain, and basically just buy a bunch of stuff. And they're handing me like $100,000 cash, and I'm walking into a store with a personal shopper, and like I felt so like for that moment though, I understood what that felt like for those who are in a position that can do that on the regular, right? I've been in crack houses. I've been in the like Mexican mafia buying pounds of meth, right? I've been everywhere in between that you can possibly imagine. And I'm just one of those type of people that I guess like I think about stuff a lot, and just like my verbosity and my hunger for learning and knowledge, and just combining all that together. Does that make me wise? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and tell you I'm a wise man, but I mean, sometimes people appreciate the things I say. That's all I know. But I've lived a very interesting life, I guess is what I can say. So when I like try to put stuff together, and it just comes from some really wild experiences, anything and everything in between. And I mean, I still like, I basically like my office, and right now it's just like all come full circle. My office is at my mom's house. She's 80. I like hang out, take care of her. We live right down the road. Got like this family compound, and it's just, it's I don't know, man. Wild life, baby. It's a wild life.
Well,
and I'm able to do this and talk to make amazing friends and colleagues all over the world. Like, so you say like you go to conferences a lot. Yeah, I do. It's so important. One, but just to be able to like give a big bear hug to that person that you've done so much, put in so many hours with on video calls or in spaces or whatever, and just be able to be like, boom.
You met Mandy and Rob, eh?
I did. Yeah. I did. Certainly did. That was right after I think we probably first spoke, was like Token 2049 or whatever. So
what's up, Doc?
Yeah, it was awesome, man. So yeah, I don't know.
That's cool,
I mean,
man.
But you're the same way. I mean, like I think you and I are a lot alike in that I have a lot of anxiety too. I'm very, very hard on myself, like ridiculously hard on myself. And it's the spirit of Web3 kind of like helps you again, because I'm like right now I'm 45 years old, man, and I'm only now validating some of the things that I wish I could have done or maybe should have done at different parts of my life, and being able to employ those now. So it's like, it doesn't even matter how smart I am. It's like, can I actually do it? And so I just keep pushing, and it's good. I'm still growing. You're still growing.
Matthew McConaughey, he says, well, I've turned 50 last year. I'm turning 51 this year, loving it. And he says what he loved about his 40s is, he says, that's the year that you get to curate your life. You get to choose. Because like I've had this plan since I was 16 that I would do this and I would do that, and and my plan is that I would go and do my ultimate destiny when I'm 60 years old. So I feel like that you're in this awesome curation. 40 to 50, it's a time of curating not just the life, but the lifestyle, the quality of life, the who you're willing to take nonsense from, who you're willing to tolerate. So I found that when I hit my 40s, especially mid 40s, around about your age, I was just ditching people. I didn't really ditch people in a nasty fashion. It's just, okay, what I want
more comfortable in your own skin at the point where you don't feel the need to really, like, you're not trying to impress anybody.
Yeah, you want good people. You don't say terrible things to you or terrible things about you. You don't want to hear terrible things about other people. You just curate it. And I think that's what I noticed about you. You got a lot of great relationships, man. Your curation skills are exceptional.
I just like talking to people, man. I love learning about people, and I love helping people. I mean, like, I'll help cool, anybody, man, if I have a chance to, and it's like within my power and my bandwidth. That's how it should be, right?
It really should be. Well, we're at the top of the hour here.
We are, sir.
That was fun, man.
For next week, we want people to. Next week, we want people from our friends and anyone from the community to feel free to pop up here to chat with us. We want to learn about you, what makes you tick.
Yeah, I think we'll organize some guests, man. We'll. I just sent it out. Yeah. What's your what's your favorite color?
Okay, color.
That's my answer when people say, "So, what's your favorite color?"
Yeah, it's a beautiful world, man. We want people to come up and hang out with us. We can just talk about anything.
Cool, man. Yeah,
anything.
We have some. I think we'll also spotlight some projects, some whatever. I think we'll have a lot of fun. What a pleasure hanging out with you, Dr. Funk.
Sir. Yeah, same with you. It was a great, weird, like, plan we threw together. I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah, I feel like Dr. Funk and Uncle Funk, Funk to Funk. I feel like, most things that I do, I like to get consistency first, where you just chill. And then those things just start to market themselves, because you kind of, you draw people who resonate at your frequency, and then, they run with it. They're like, hey, you got to come see here, man. There's Ewoxo. Wax on, wax off, rinse and repeat. Be found being faithful in the seemingly insignificant. My man.
Oh, man. Isn't that the truth?
That's power,
man. It's like, it's all about
the screen,
being able to exist between moments, and the things that you find in those spaces are always, in my experience, some of the biggest lessons, right? The understanding of significance and insignificance and macro, micro, and all that stuff in between.
Being found faithful in the seemingly insignificant. That's my jam. Appreciate you, Ewoxo. What a dude. I know Ewoxo in real life. Legend.
That's cool. Awesome.
Legend.
Awesome.
So now we're at the top of the hour, man. We got to roll. I have got to scratch up some food.
Yeah.
And then
I have a lot
and cancel some meetings. I'm so tired, man.
Go get some sleep, dude. You got to get some sleep.
Oh, I don't know, man. The problem with sleep is that it's boring.
I know, man. I wake up. I sleep horrible, but I wake up about, I don't know, probably every 2 hours. I'm like, because I'm just like, so like, is it time to work yet? Like, I'm so ready to like get back to it. But because of that, I sleep horribly because my brain never shuts off unless I eat like 40 milligrams of melatonin. Then I'm good for maybe 4 hours of like truly restful sleep.
I close my eyes and then I hit REM like in seconds. Then I'm dreaming. Then the dreams are so vivid, I feel like I'm awake, and then I wake up tired because I did so much in my dream.
Me too, man. Do you ever feel like you ever wake up and like are just absolutely certain that you're in the wrong reality at that moment?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Because you just got taken from a place that you knew was right and real. Do you think we access our other forms through like some sort of weird quantum tunneling?
When you dream, you go somewhere else. There's like because it's different physicalities, you know. Like,
dude, I
for
have a
me-
whole dream universe where I have a different wife and family, and I have recurring dreams, and like things happen. It's like I also dream in cartoon though. So I mean, like, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Yeah, but dreaming's
Dude, I have
amazing,
to read
man.
this funny thing because you said you have a dream where you live at a different
I mean, my wife doesn't know I have an alternate. I mean, I have her in my dreams as a wife too.
Uh,
But just saying, like, there is this other universe that I experience
let me
sometimes
see.
that is like consistent and persistent.
Where's this thing? I put this thing in my family. Where on earth? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So this made me. You made me think of this, Nana. It was on our family group. My wife had a dream that I have a secret second wife named Linda. Now, when she's mad at me, I just say, Linda wouldn't get mad about that.
Oh man, yeah, that's very much me too.
That's a death sentence.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to poke the bear a little bit, though.
Not me. Woo.
Just a little sprinkle of chaos, just to keep it interesting. Okay, man. We're gonna do this next week, same time, same bat channel. Get some friends up. I hope people enjoyed us yammering.
Yeah, well, we had look, we got about 77 viewers happening.
Awesome.
So those are my numbers.
Yeah.
So love you all dearly, man. So cool hanging out with you. I think I might be tempted to wear my shades on the Funk to Funk. I'd love to say it's because I want to be cool, but my eyes are genuinely hurting because I'm tired.
Most importantly, though, for those of you who are still here, have a wonderful week ahead. We wish you love and peace and prosperity, and we hope that all your dreams and meetings come true. For those of you who are working, and for those of you who are just here hanging with us, experiencing the space, have a great time.
Absolutely. And may the ticks of 1,000 camels infest the armpits of your enemies.
That too. Yeah.
Love you all. Pleasure as usual, Doc. Bye-bye, everybody. Have an awesome day, night, evening, morning, whatever. Les toodles.